Tonight on 8 out of 10 Cats Does Countdown. Sean Locke, John Richardson, Claudia Winkleman, Henning Vane, Nick Helm, Susie Dent, Rachel Riley, and your host, Jimmy Carr.
Hello and welcome to 8 out of 10 Cats Does Countdown, a show all about letters, numbers and conundrums. OK, let's meet tonight's players. First up, it's John Richardson. Live, John Richardson always gives his audience exactly what they want. Their money back. And John's teammate this evening, Henning Vane.
Evening.
Henning Vane is the most common answer given when British people are asked, name a famous German. No, not that one.
Well, who are you referring to? He was Austrian.
He was Austrian.
Yeah.
It's a very good point.
Nothing to do with us.
Nothing to do with you.
Yeah.
Nothing? OK. Henning did an exhaustive tour of Great Britain in 2015. In 2016, we voted to leave the EU. And up against him this evening, it's Sean Locke. But Sean, if you're here, who's lurking around your local towpath pushing cyclists into the canal? And joining Sean tonight's Claudia Winkleman. Claudia, of course, hosts Strictly Come Dancing. Over the years, Strictly's featured some of the most naturally gifted celebrity ballroom dancers in Britain. And Rachel Riley.
Thank you.
You were excellent. You were excellent. In my head, you won.
Thanks, Claude.
John,
Hello.
what's your greatest achievement?
I'd say my greatest achievement's probably getting married. Since, you know, I think it's easy to make someone like you. That's why people have affairs, isn't it? It's easy to look attractive once a fortnight in a hotel.
Are you having an affair, John? Because that was a very specific notion of how affairs might work. And also, if you were to have an affair, I would imagine it would be quite tightly scheduled.
Well, you've got to have a schedule if you're having an affair. You can't
Is it
just...
schedule or schedule?
Oh.
He said schedule. You
What
let
did
that
I
go?
say? Schedule?
You said schedule.
Is schedule right?
I don't know. I don't give a shit.
You can't just have an affair willy-nilly, can you? You can't just, oh, I'll maybe pop round and do you in a bit. Or I'll do you at the greengrocers. You have to book a room.
By the way, do you? don't do those words.
Do one.
Do it.
Do it.
It.
I'll pop over and we'll do it in a bit.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest. I've married one person. There's not going to be another one going to let me... You know, is there?
I wouldn't have thought so, no.
I mean, my wife hasn't yet, but I'm told
any day
I'm
now.
a very good boy.
OK. Sean, biggest achievement in life?
Well, I think the money I embezzled from the RLLI.
That feels like something I could be interested in.
Yeah. Well, that time I went seal clubbing. They actually said that they've never seen anything like it. They said it was like a trolley dash.
They said that, did they?
Yeah. I had 2 hammers, bobnail boots. I was doing 4 at once. 4. My greatest achievement must be Rectum of the Year. Not Rear of the Year, no.
No, it's different, yeah.
This is Rear of the Year with the gloves off. I knew I'd won when I heard 3 of the judges throwing up behind me. I thought, I've got this in the bag.
Sure.
I beat Fern Cotton. Hers, let me tell you, hers is pretty messed up.
Stop speaking.
And then, of course, That got me through to the Worlds. Went to the World Finals in Cancun.
Cancun?
I thought I was going to win. I thought I'm going to win this. But then Diego Maradona beat me. When he bent over, set the sprinklers off.
Right, Claudia, who here do you think would do well on Strictly?
I think John would be rather excellent.
You do have a natural rhythm.
Because... and you would train, you'd have your schedules, you'd be, you know, 9:05, cha-cha, 10:10, rumba, etc.
What's your signature dance move?
It's a move I invented myself, called the earthquake.
Could we see the earthquake?
I'll show you the beginning.
The earthquake.
That's all I'm willing to reveal at the moment.
Very good, very good.
Wow.
That's a winner.
I'm saving it for the final.
Yep. Done.
Henning, it says here you don't like overhearing other people's mobile phone conversations. Is that true?
Yeah, really annoys me. Happiest I've been in ages was when I had a massive ear infection. 3 weeks of essentially hearing nothing. I mean, you have to be very careful when you cross the road. You know, recently I was on the train. There was some Scouser on the train. I'm not going to do the accent.
Go on.
Fuck the busies. I think that's all you need, isn't it? So,
Sean, have you got a mascot?
Yes, I do, Jimmy.
Oh, right.
This is something that someone like Henning might find useful.
Oh.
Oh, yeah?
If you forget all the English you know. And it's for people when they come to this country and they don't know the language. And you know you point at stuff for what you want.
Yes.
Well, this helps you. There's a little book. And
That's very clever.
you point at things and it'd be like, oh, any ideas?
Cup of tea.
Very good. There we go.
Boss,
Yeah.
You're good at this.
And then you've got that. What's that? You're in a pub and you want a...
pint of fruit. Lager and lime.
Yes. What's that?
Snakebite.
Yeah. 600 pages it's put. What's that? Can you keep an eye on my pint? What's that? You're round. Right.
Sean loves mascot, everyone. I like it. Claudia, you got a mascot?
I do.
have you
Let's get my mascot out here. Thank you, Mark. My friend Mark. And look what we can have. This
Wow.
is Cookie. Come on.
Wow.
Oh, Snuggles, Snuggles. Snuggles is shy.
The place where my heart's supposed to be is melting.
Oh, where you go?
And what are they,
Oh, baby. No, no, no.
Come.
Don't go near Sean's mug, he'll die.
No, yeah. I fucking will.
Look.
Why have you brought them in?
Just because I think they... Look how happy they've made everyone. And if we don't win, we've seen Cookie and Snuggles.
Yeah, don't ruin the stationery, it's all parallel, mate. Oh, please, not
Oh,
here.
don't lick that.
This is like one of those, if you could go back in time and kill Hitler. If I kill this now, so many thousands of birds will live.
It's very rare we think the same thing.
Pop them in their little carry-all.
Make
Come
a
on,
break
baby.
for it.
I'll help.
Come to me.
I'll help. Come to Papa. Oh. Whoa. Hang on. Oh, my... Oh, my God, you're the sweetest thing that's ever lived.
What?
All right.
amount of
Cookie and
fuck-
Snuggles, good mascots.
OK, Henning, have you got a mascot?
See, the mascot is, I mean, it's all good and well having them cats there, but when it comes down to it, they're not really helping you putting a word together, are they? When it's then mental arithmetic, I don't know how good they're at it. So essentially, I have to rely entirely on myself, and That's why I've got this as a mascot. Picture of myself, because when it comes down to it, I'm the only one who can save myself here, so... there you go.
I mean, you are on a team with John.
Yeah, that as well. I don't really need any mascot. My mascot effectively is sitting beside me.
Saying I'm small, mate.
No, I say you're powerful.
Oh. Yeah, like a tiger.
John, have you got a mascot?
Yes. I moved house recently, went through some old stuff, and I found this is a real letter I received. And there are letters in your life that change the course of destiny. And this is a letter that I received that I read it back and I had a tear in my eye. It's 20 years old, this letter. It comes from the managers of the restaurant I worked in when I was 17 at the now closed down Forte Post House, Lancaster. If I could just read you this. It said, "Dear John, we wanted to write to you personally..." Sorry. "We wanted to write to you personally to say thank you for your hard work and commitment which have made this year to date, in particular the recent half-term holiday, so successful. Your input as an individual and as part of your team have been critical in the success of our hotel, increasing total sales by 19% compared to half-term February 1998. And I have the letters here that were actually written to the restaurant. I've kept these as well. These are genuine. We've had to cover the name up. This woman went on to commit a horrific series of murders. But at the time, she said, I stay in a variety of accommodations depending on the event, and so end up meeting a large cross-section of hotel staff, and I have to say that whatever care course your staff have been on is superb, because you cannot tell they have been on one at all. And if there's nothing more depressing than the idea of someone writing to a chain hotel, I think it's the idea of someone keeping it in their loft for 20 years.
OK, I think it's past the kitten's bedtime.
OK.
They're going to be, and you'll be pleased to hear, they're going to be humanely destroyed.
Don't!
I believe it's a rule of nature that the animal rights guy has to wear a fleece.
Thank you,
just the
Mark.
law.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Mark.
Bye, babies.
Oh, you're taking the cats to bed? Yes. OK, it's not normal, but fine. OK, over in Dictionary Corner, it's Nick Helm. Nick Helm, a brilliantly funny comedian, talented musician, and perhaps deodorant's biggest ever challenge. All right, Nick, we haven't seen you in a while. What have you been up to?
Nothing.
What was the very best day of your life?
Well, I was 14 and my mother and father are fighting again. You know, because she caught him again. Caught him? I mean, this time the girl drove up to the house to drop him off. And I realised something. I realised that he wasn't just cheating on my mother, he was cheating on all of us, you know? So I told him, I said, you're bad to us, yeah? So I can look after my mother and my sister, and you can just get out of here, because we don't love you anymore. And he just turned, and he left, and we never saw him again. And that was my best day. And then you need to say, that was your best day? Whoa, well, what was your worst?
OK. Well, that was your best day. Whoa, what was your worst?
The same day. The same day.
And with Nick, of course, it's Susie Dent. If you lined all 14 of Susie Dent's books up end to end, you're probably working in a charity shop. Susie, we've got Henning on the show this evening. Any favourite German words?
Yeah, I have lots, because German was my subject for a bit. And the best thing about German is you can fill all those gaps that we have in English, you can fill them with German words. So there was Deppenfahrerbeäugung, which is the compulsion to stare at the person that you've just overtaken in your car. There is Dornhirschenschlaf. This is one that, if you were German, Jimmy, you'd hear a lot. Dornhirschenschlaf. It translates as thorny lingerie sleep, and it's pretending to be asleep to avoid sex.
And in charge of the numbers is Rachel Riley. I'm not saying Rachel wears dresses that are too short, but when she's doing the numbers round, you can almost see her workings out. Sounds much ruder than it is. Rachel, you must get recognised by your fans all the time. Do you ever wish you could sort of fly under the radar?
My favourite time of the year is when I just get to go skiing and you haven't got to do your hair and makeup, you haven't got to have all that awkwardness. Just put your helmet on, put your snood on, no makeup, it's great. And actually, I've brought my skiing stuff with me, actually, if I just make myself more comfortable.
I'm pretty sure I would recognise you in skiing gear.
So I've got a beard and Viking horns. And this is kind of my look. So much more comfortable, and it's warm. And you just don't have to have that awkward social, like, is that you, is it not, how's Jimmy? That kind of thing.
That's a challenging wank.
Sorry.
That's an amazing look. OK, and the prize the teams will be competing for tonight is this, the Countdown Silent Disco. OK, let's count down, everyone. Time for our first game. Sean and Claudia, you get the first pick of the letters.
Consonant, please.
V.
And a vowel.
O.
And a consonant.
N.
Consonant.
R.
Consonant.
M.
Vowel.
E.
Vowel.
O.
Consonant.
D.
Someone's woken Claudia.
D.
And a consonant, please.
And the last one, S.
And for the first time today, here's the countdown clock. Henning, how many?
Not enough.
Not enough. How many?
6.
6. 6 is good. John?
7.
Sean?
6, 7.
7. 7, OK.
7.
Claudia, 7. Henning, what's your 6?
Morons.
John, you're 7.
Vendors.
Excellent. Very
Vendors.
good.
Excellent from Susie Dent. Excellent. OK, Sean?
Mooders.
Mooders. Well, there's no excellent from Susie. She's looking in the dictionary.
I'm not sure about this one, Sean. You could have mooners, but not mooders.
That's what I said, mooners.
OK, Claudia?
Movers.
With just 2 O's?
No, mooners, 2 O's. That's what Look, I've got it written down. I've got it written down. I've got moderns, movers, mooners, other stuff, vendors, just all of the words. Check. You've got, like, angle poises on here. Not angle poises, what's the other word? Cameras.
What does mooners mean?
Somebody moons.
Yeah, bottom showing. What you did in Cancun.
Well, 7 points for both teams.
Very solid work.
Nick Helm, Susie Dent, could they have done any better?
7 was the best.
OK. On to our first numbers round. OK, John, Henning, your turn to pick the numbers.
We'll just have the Rico, please.
The Rico, the
Yeah.
loads and loads of little ones.
All little ones, yeah.
All
But it can still be done because size isn't important.
We've got 6, 3, 7,
Oh,
4,
they're all little.
5, and 2,
That's 27.
and 576.
Oh, forget about it.
OK, and your time starts now.
I mean,
Claudia, have you just given up?
I can't do it.
But
It doesn't make any sense. You can't get 576 from those little
10
numbers.
seconds in. 10 seconds in, you gave up.
Yeah, but even if you multiply them all together and times them by 1,000,000, you're not even going to get to 57. I can't even look at a digit.
Henning, did you get it?
No, how close do I have to be within 10?
Within 10, you still...
Yeah, no, sorry.
John?
I've got whatever 118 times 5 is. No.
OK, so no. Sean, did you get it?
No.
So no points for anyone. Rachel, can you do it?
Yeah.
No.
5 plus 7 is 12.
Right, OK, I'm with you
Times
so far.
6 is 72.
Yeah.
And 4 times 2 is 8, and times them together.
Oh, my
OK, so the scores at the moment, it's neck and neck. Both teams are on 7 points. And here is your teaser. The words are less limp. The clue is Susie won't be happy. That's less limp. Susie won't be happy. See you after the break. Welcome back. The answer to the tease. The words were less limp. The clue was Susie won't be happy. It was, of course, misspell. OK, they've been playing in teams so far, but this game is just for Sean and Henning. So, Henning, your turn to choose the letters.
Make it 5 consonants and 4 vowels.
Look at that
Any order,
efficiency.
just-
That's what they're famous for.
R E I T O S E and W.
OK, right, your time starts now.
Right hand green. Left foot red. Left hand blue.
That's gone badly.
Got a little scratch at the back of my neck. Could you... Oh, that's good. Oh, that's nice.
Right. Sean, how many? Have you shaved, John?
6.
Henning, how many?
6.
I'd like to get up now, I think.
Murder on your hamstrings, isn't it? OK. What, Henning, what's your 6?
Sitter.
Sitter. Oh, because John just sat on my face. Nice. Sean, your 6?
Right.
OK. So 6 points for both teams. Good. Nick. Could they have done any better, Nick?
Yeah, they could have got an 8, which was swattier. But what's really fucked up is that, because it's all random, they could have got Twister.
What?
Twister.
Yeah.
They could have
They
got
could have
Twister.
got Twister.
No.
Hey, look, it's there.
Mind's blown. OK, so at the end of that, both teams have 13 points. Right, now it's time for John and Claudia to go head-to-head. Claudia, your turn to pick the numbers.
Please, may I have 2 from the top and then the others little?
Yes. 8, 6, 10. Claudia, you love...
10, lovely. Rachel, can I just say, before you put the last one up, do you want to come round here? Because we have history, we're friends. Strictly, da 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 da. You can come round
Yeah,
here.
I mean, I'm
sit
not
on my lap.
familiar with that number from Strictly, I've got to say.
I think the next one might help.
Jimmy, Yeah, Rachel, you're coming round to me.
Pop round and help Claudia.
All right,
She's
okay.
no good at maths.
3. And the big ones. 125.
Come on, Rachel,
And the
come!
target, 465.
OK, your time starts now.
Run like the wind. Come on, go on, baby. Come on. Get round here. Have a seat. I'll give you a massage.
No, I'll help you. I'll
Well,
help
you do it.
Claude, sit. We'll do it together.
I'm running out of time.
What is it? Ow!
And you can do it. You can do it. You know,
Oh, wow.
I think Claudia swallowed a crow halfway through there. Rachel, you stay there. I'll get Susie to do the numbers.
Oh, great.
OK, the target was 465. John, did you get it?
No, I did not. I got 455.
I think 455 is pretty good. Claudia, what did you get?
Well, let's be honest, it wasn't me.
You all I gave one
don't
clue,
blow it.
and then Claude's
Sorry.
got the rest.
No, but why you're so clever is Rachel said, whatever you do, get to 500. I said, I can't with these numbers, don't be ridiculous. 8 divided, take away 3, 5. 5 times 100, 500. Take away both the 10 and the 25, 35, and then you get something that is nearby.
Claudia, could you say that, like, slower, as if you understand some of the words?
I don't understand anything.
Well, go on, say it a
But
bit slower
Rachel
so I can
say,
follow.
8, take away 3.
Right. OK, I'm with you. You're a natural at this.
5 times 100.
Yeah.
Take away the 10 and the 25. Is that right?
Yeah.
465.
hang on.
Ba-dum.
465. Huge. Done very well. Yeah, don't smell the pens. Don't smell the pens. Rachel Riley, everyone.
Thank you so much. Rachel. Light as a feather and smells extraordinary.
Good to know. OK, so John and Henning have 13. Sean and Claudia have 23. OK, time now to go across the dictionary corner. Nick, what have you got for us?
I'm going to do a poem. I'm going to do a poem to music or a song. It's just a song.
Me and you forever, watching Jaws together, swimming with the dolphins, stroking goats in petting zoos, hiking up a mountain, fucking by a fountain, finding you a toilet when you're desperate for the loo, going into railing, take each other sailing, riding bikes in Amsterdam and pissing in the Louvre, having dinner parties, teaching me Pilates, finish off my
Sentences?
finish off my
It's...
finish off everybody finish off my fucking hell. Right, you got to stop the song. I have never ever done that before with such a apathetic group of people that haven't joined in with the fucking sentences bit. I've done this like over 3 times nationally. Right? And then I'm recording it down for telly. You should all be ashamed of yourselves right now. And you, Sean, you said words. Finish with the fucking words. I'm absolutely livid right now. Don't you fucking chime in, Jimmy. I'm not in the mood right now. Having dinner parties, teaching me Pilates, finish off my...
Sentences?
Finish off my... Finish off my... Just join in! Finish off my... And I can do yours too. Eating fancy dinners, wishing we were thinner. Forgetting it's your birthday, then I lose your favorite spoon. hugging all the duvet, talking through a movie, tolerate each other's friends on holiday in June, running through a meadow, building you a chateau, teach our dogs and cats to dance, then train them in kung fu. Me and you forever, never leave me, never. Here's a little list of all the things we'll never, ever do.
Beautiful.
Oh, well done, guys. First time.
Kick helm, everyone. And here's your teaser. The words are gent semi. The clue is let's book a room. That's gent semi. Let's book a room. See you after the break. Welcome back. The answer to the teaser. The words were gent semi. The clue was let's book a room. It was, of course, meetings. OK, before we carry on with the game, it's time for a quick bonus round. It's the return of Carrot in a Box. That's right. The bluffing game no one was asking for is back. Yeah. So, Sean, John, come and join me in the Carrot in a Box game-playing area. All right, Sean?
Yeah.
You seem very confident walking up here.
I'm in the Thunderdome.
OK, the rules of Carrot in a Box are simple. You both have a box, but only one of the boxes has a carrot in it. The aim of the game is to end up with a carrot. It's a game of bluff. Now, for anyone who didn't see this the first time round, this is what happened when we first played Carrot in a Box. Do you want to keep your box or swap your box?
I can keep this or I can have the box that's definitely got a carrot in it.
Yes.
I want Sean's box. Can I just say at this point, if there's no carrot in that box, you are a genius.
Well, let's swap boxes. Swap boxes. Allowed to look in your box.
Right.
And I believe you can reveal. Point it the other way. Does it contain a carrot or not?
No fucking carrot.
You are the winner. Congratulations.
Does that bring back painful memories?
No, not bothered. Just a shitty game about a shitty carrot in a shitty box, isn't it?
So you're not after revenge?
It's not in my lexicon. But I would love to fuck this guy over.
Sure. Sean, do you think you can beat John?
No. I fancy me some carrot.
OK, Sean, in a moment, I'm going to ask you to look in your box. If you don't have the carrot, you have to then bluff John into giving you his box. But ultimately, John has the choice of whether he keeps his box or swaps it with you. Sean, you want a carrot. John, you really want a carrot. But there is only one carrot. Let's play. Carrot in a box.
Do I?
Yeah, you can look inside your box now.
Oh.
Just watching you, mate. Just see if you got a carrot, why don't you? Just have a little peek and see if there's a carrot in there.
Oh. Sean, are you happy with your box? Do you want to swap your box with John? John, it's your decision.
I mean, ultimately, it doesn't fucking matter, does it?
Oh, it does to you, though.
Well, I don't know, because you've never won, so you don't know what it feels like.
You want my box?
I'd please take my box.
Which one do you want? Do you want to keep yours, do you want his?
If I had a carrot in my box...
John, I'm going to push you for an answer.
I mean, it doesn't matter. We're not swapping boxes. Oh, he didn't like that, did he?
Oh, did he?
Oh, did he? Is that his liking it face?
You have to ask my wife.
She doesn't know. We're not swapping boxes.
OK.
That's the box I was dealt by God.
OK, you've decided not to swap boxes. John, would you like to look in your box and see whether you've made the right decision? Is there a carrot in there? You want a carrot. You win if there's a carrot. You're the winner, not the loser, if there's a carrot. Is there a carrot in that box?
Yeah. Jimmy, do you think there's a carrot in my box?
No, I don't think there is. I think you've been beaten again. What's that you got there, Sean? Congratulations.
Thank you, Jimmy.
Hell of a game. Hell of a game. Sean Lock, everyone, the winner of Carrot in a Box.
And I can't stress enough that I don't care.
5 points to Sean.
Yes. Well done.
And now we're going.
OK, on with the game. Sean and Claudia, your turn to choose the letters.
You stand no chance, you lot. We're really angry now.
You go.
You poke the hornet's nest.
No, you do.
With a carrot.
All right. Start with a consonant, then vowel.
B. A. Just keep going.
Go on, done.
L.
Oh, this is lovely.
U.
O.
Oh.
It's taking
R.
a turn.
Stop.
Wait, stop a second.
Vowel.
Good, good.
E.
Consonant.
C.
Consonant.
P.
Consonant.
R.
OK, and your time starts now. Henning, John.
I have a 7.
You don't.
John's got a 7. Henning, how many have you got?
Less than 7.
How many?
Doesn't matter, does it? Fewer than
The
7.
longer you take to answer, the more time they get to get a 7.
Oh, shitting hell, 2.
2. OK, Sean, how many?
6.
Claudia?
6.
OK, let's have your 2.
Up.
Claudia, your 6?
Cuppa.
Cuppa, as in a cup of soup?
No, as in, what have you to do today? I did a cuppa session.
Are you talking about cupping?
Yeah, what did you do?
Oh, I am a cuppa.
I'm a cuppa.
It's not in, I'm afraid.
All right.
What was your 6, Sean?
Rapper.
Rapper. OK. John, the comeback, the revenge for Carrot in a Box.
Clapper.
Clapper. Good.
Clapper, 7 points to
Yeah.
John. He's coming back. Nick, Susie, could they have done any better?
No, but they could have had crapper.
And what is that?
It's a strap on a horse's saddle.
Strap on a horse's saddle, then.
Oh.
OK, the scores at the moment. John and Henning have 20. Sean and Claudia have 28. Time now to cross the dictionary corner once again. Nick Helm, what have you got for us?
What I've been up to is I've made a little scrapbook for you, Susie, of all of our lovely memories that we've had together. Do you remember that? Do you remember when you were there and you were wearing that? Yeah? And then there's that time I sung to you and I was wearing that. Do you remember that?
I do remember.
Because I had a beard then, but I don't have a beard now, do I? No, I shaved it off, see? And then I've got a different shirt there. But that's like a little picture of, like, maybe that's like us, you know, if we were to get married, that's what we'd look like, with lots of, like, hearts going around. You know? And do you remember that time when I heard your voice on the radio and I was just like, oh, I love that voice. And so then what I did was I left my fiancé and I hunted you down, didn't I? And then I managed to wangle it so that I met up with you on Valentine's Day at the top of the Empire State Building. Do you remember that time? There we are. There's you, there's me.
Sleepless in Seattle.
Yeah. And then do you remember that other time when I was a prostitute and you decided to spend a week with me for $3,000 and you took me shopping and then you took me to the opera and then eventually I left you and you kicked me out and then you won me back by climbing up a fire escape with an umbrella. Do you remember that?
I think that's Pretty Woman.
Yeah. And do you also remember that time when the first time I met you and I smelt your perfume, didn't I? I smelt your perfume and I thought, oh, God. And I helped you with your work. And then you were like, oh, yeah. You told me all about your childhood. And I was like, oh, that's great. And then eventually I escaped. And then you said, no, I'm going to make it my life's mission to hunt you down. Do you remember that?
Silence of the Lambs?
Yeah, it's Silence of the Lambs. It's the most romantic film ever made, isn't it? That is for you.
Thank you. Thanks.
Here comes memories, everyone.
Thank you. I look happy in that one.
Yeah, you do. I'm not in that one,
No, you're
though.
not.
Well, that's that explained. OK, so here is your final teaser. The words are itch mess. The clue is you're going to want some cream for that. That's itch mess. You're going to want some cream for that. See you after the break. Welcome back. The answer to the tease. The words were itch mess. The clue was you're going to want some cream for that. It was, of course, chemists. OK, time for our final letters game. John and Henning, your turn to choose the letters.
After you, Henning.
Well, then, let's start with a consonant.
D.
What do you reckon now?
Yeah, keep going, mate.
OK, then, give us 3 consonants.
Ooh.
And then a vowel to see what we're at.
N. R.
I suspect we'll be needing some
G.
vowels.
O.
Then let's have another vowel.
I.
Oh, they're not very good. Another vowel, please.
That's great. U.
Let's stick a consonant up there.
A consonant, yeah.
W.
Drongo. No, a vowel, please.
And A.
OK, and your 30 seconds starts now. OK, John, how many?
7.
Henning, how many?
6.
Have you yet to score a point?
I see us as a team, and I think we're north of 20 now.
OK, Sean, how many?
7.
Claudia.
7.
Oh, dear.
Henning, you're 6.
Ground.
Ground. OK. Claudia, you're 7.
Adoring.
Very nice.
Oh, Susie Dent couldn't help herself. Adoring. Sean?
Very good.
Aground. As in, my ships run aground.
Aground. OK. And John?
Drawing.
Yes.
Oh. OK. Nick? Susie, could they have done any better?
No, but they could have had gonad, groin and dong.
OK. 7 points to both teams. OK, so John and Henning have 27, Sean and Claudia have 35. That means today it's a crucial countdown conundrum. Fingers on buzzers. Can John be the comeback kid? Your time starts now. OK, let's have a look. Orangutan.
I just wish at some point Henning hadn't written "Triumph is inevitable" on a piece of paper. Just spur me on. He's been doing this all show, you know, all to play for. That was after Carrot in a Box.
else have you got down there?
I feel I've let Henning down.
Oh, yeah,
That was
there.
at the beginning. Destroy the opposition. And then he put opponents bracket because he wasn't sure whether it was destroy the opposition or destroy the opponents.
As long as something got destroyed.
Yeah. Who knew it would be us?
Yeah.
So the final scores are John and Henning have 27 points, but tonight's winners with 35, Sean and Claudia. Congratulations, you're now the proud owners of this, the Countdown Silent Disco. Thanks to all our panellists, our wonderful studio audience, and to all of you watching at home. That's it from us. Good night.
Well, it's back, and with the week we're having, I'd hazard a guess that they might have a few things to talk about. Brand new Last Leg, Friday at 10. Next tonight, 2/5 of One Direction and no less than 3 Dyers for you. Gogglebox, a celebrity special for Stand Up to Cancer.